How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of Box Talk. It's time for This Week in Boxing, where we give you the news, reviews, the facts from the past week. Loads of facts to talk about and some news, but let's quickly go back and clarify something from midweek. We done the Boxing Basement number 5 this week, and a lot of comments, a lot of opinions on whether GGG should be in the basement or not. Just want to clarify, he is going to stay in the basement, unfortunately. We are both big fans of GGG. Yeah, both rating very, very highly. But it's just a shame that circumstances in boxing, be it his fault, promoters, managers, whoever you want to call it, other fighters not fighting him, he's fighting a guy 2 weights lower. The same thing he's criticised other fighters for. Let's be fair. Boxing's a shady business, it's a dirty business, but like we always say, the fighters are head of their camps. They can say yes or no. We know there's a huge financial reward for fighting Kell Brook, and that does make a huge incentive in the fight. But it's still a fight where he is clearly the bigger guy. And everyone that's saying that the pictures from the weigh-in show Brook is the same size as GGG, need to look again.
Yeah, do you remember when they said the same thing? Oh, Khan's slightly taller than Canelo.
Yeah, there's a reason why one person weighs 147 and fights, and the reason why one person weighs 160 and fights. Big difference.
No, yeah, I agree with everything you just said there. Another thing to add to that is people have got to stop saying no one wants to fight GGG at 160. Yes, none of the fights we want to see, Canelo Alvarez, Cotto and maybe Quillen, but there's other fighters, believe you me, that want to fight GGG at 160 and they want to fight him at the 154 weight division. Believe you me, guys, we know boxing, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. So all this, no one wants to fight GGG, and look, 147 is the only option. It's not his only option. Yeah, it's the most financial rewarding option.
Exactly, yeah.
But it's not the only option. That's the thing.
That's the good point. Now I'm trying to say we understand the financial rewards, but like I said, it is bypassing 2 weight classes that are around him that suits him, and that's the problem, really.
There you go. That's just our opinion.
Yeah,
on it. That's all it is. Our opinion.
Just our opinion.
So you're definitely entitled to yours.
Yeah. All right, then let's move forward. Let's go through the fight of the weeks, and let's go back to Monday.
It was Monday. We got mixed up. We thought it was Sunday. It was
Monday evening. Sergey Kovalev versus Isaac Chilemba. I was a little confused with the comments after the fight from a lot of the press saying that, is Kovalev really the favourite after that fight? Is Kovalev, has the tide changed now? Is Kovalev as good as he think he is? He looked a little one-dimensional. He looked a little slower. And I just started thinking, Chilemba's not a bum. Chilemba's a good fighter who's never been stopped, who's been a top 10 ranked light heavyweight for a very, very long time. And it was a dominating performance in terms of what Kovalev done. I think you find it very hard pressed to give Chilemba more than 2 rounds. Maybe at a stretch, you might share him a third. I don't see how when you have a good performance, you don't get hit that much, but someone is being tricky and crafty, what Chilemba is, makes it a bad performance.
Yeah, we seem to be, as boxing fans, have very short memories. So all of a sudden now, Ward's the big favourite. And I was like, wait, Ward hasn't fought anyone as good as Chilemba in nearly 2.5, 3 years. So Ward's the favourite, you know. I can go back and watch Ward against Paul Smith.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He didn't look great.
You know what I mean? So, nothing changes to me. My opinion before the fight was it's a very, very close fight. My opinion after the fight is it's a very, very close fight. And I think Kovalev could be better for that fight.
Yeah.
Against someone like a Chilemba.
A good 12 rounds.
Go in 12 rounds against Ward, who's going to fight this kid called, what's his name again? Brand. That we don't know.
Yeah.
That we don't know at all.
Yeah, it's a proven quantity, Chilemba.
We know that. Chilemba's never going to get blown away.
And another thing as well, what people keep forgetting as well, and I said this is not a criticism to anyone at all, but Chilemba is a light heavyweight, which means he comes down into that weight class. He's naturally a bigger guy.
Yeah.
Andre Ward has not really been proven as a pro. Remember, as an amateur, he fought at light heavyweight as an amateur. As a pro, he hasn't been proven really at 175. Even when he fought Barrera, Barrera was again a smaller guy, 168. That's come up. And this Brand guy as well is reportedly a super middleweight coming up as well. So we don't know how Ward react to the weight and the power of a light heavyweight.
Yes.
You know, so it's not saying Ward won't win or can't win. I'm just saying that there's 2 different elements.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree, and I just feel like people need to kind of realise who they're talking about here. That Sergey Kovalev, who admitted himself wasn't the best performance.
Yeah.
But like you said, I'll give Chilemba 1 round.
Yeah.
Chilemba took 1 round of Kovalev. If you want to go that way, do you know what I mean? Took 1 round off him. So come on, guys, man, you can't be that harsh now.
I think I mentioned it last week as well, that when people fight at their home, there's extra pressures, and there are some fighters like to get away. Yeah, that's it. I've got camera. Yeah. I think people want to get away from it sometimes, and you look at a lot of homecoming performances. They're never really the performance you really want.
Yeah, I agree. And he wanted to put on a show.
Yeah.
And he kind of really tried to get Chilemba out of there. Rather than just box for the 12 rounds, he wanted to impress.
Yeah.
And I think that initially was what people are saying was the bad performance.
Yeah.
But I still think beat Chilemba every round, good performance.
No, good performance, yeah. I think so as well. Where does Chilemba go though now? I mean, we always say the same question. You can't get so many title shots and maintain your position. He had the eliminated with Bellew. He had a few good fights along the line. Lost to Kovalev. Where does he go? He's a good fighter.
It's always tough for someone that doesn't have a home base to go to. Yeah. So like when Jean Pascal, for example, loses. Jean Pascal still sells out in Canada. When you like Chilemba, you don't have a home base.
Personality as well.
Chilemba's quiet, doesn't sell too many tickets, and doesn't fight ever at home. Yeah. So it's going to be difficult, but it'll still stay within that mix. There's guys from 168 that are going to come up, and Chilemba will be that good opponent for them. But I think Chilemba's still got Kovalev been knocking people out left, right,
and you went
12 rounds. Yeah, so he'll look at that and put that in his back pocket.
All right, then let's move forward and let's go with Saturday night's card, and let's start with the card that we watched on Box Nation. Quick results. Jamie Collin won easy mismatch. Bradley Skeet won. Yeah, another Bradley Skeet. I don't know what's going on with Bradley Skeet. Honestly, so much talent, so much potential, moving nowhere. He's not even moving sideways. He's moving like diagonally down.
Diagonally down. Yeah. Sideways is too. Yeah. That would be saying is plateau. No, he's moving down. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's poor what's going on with Bradley Skeet. Twitter was all about it. Twitter, like, he was actually trending for a while on Twitter. Like, people like, what's going on with Bradley Skeet? Yeah. It was after the Eggington performance. There was no one said anything about injuries. There was no injuries. Yeah. And that's who you're fighting next. Yeah. Look, didn't he? No. He needs to really look at that contract and find out what's going on.
Yeah. Frank's talking big for him, but I don't know.
It's talking big, isn't it?
Yeah.
Talking big.
There was another fight on there after that before. Who was on it?
I only tuned on just before.
Yeah, I know when you tuned in. See, so much fights last night, I can't remember. Alright, let's move forward from there. Let's go to the main 3 fights on the card. Guys, if we missed anything, do apologise. We did watch potentially 12 or 15 fights last night. Yeah. Between the Box Nation, the PBC card, and the card in Germany. Yeah. Alright then, let's go straight and put in order of fights. Flanagan versus Fanner. Good performance from Flanagan in terms that he won. And it's good that he got some rounds if he's going to go in for these big fights with Slater Cannon or possibly Crawler down the line. Yeah. It's good to get rounds, especially when you've been blowing people out a lot. Fanner, give him Fanner credit. Fanner showed that, guess what? He's still a good fighter, an old pro as they like to say, and technically he was still sharp and aware. He just wasn't athletic enough. Age just caught up with him. So you can see why he was a contender and a good fighter a few years back. And
a few years back.
Yeah, I think he was champion 5 years ago, 6 years ago. But in saying that, I would have liked to see Flanagan get off more heavier shots and get the stoppage. You know what I mean? It was a performance that I think it didn't hurt him, but it didn't hurt him, but it weren't sizzling.
Yeah, you've got to make yourself look spectacular, unfortunately. When you're talking Crawler, and obviously Crawler's got the Linares fight, but possibly after that, when you're talking fights like that and you want to put your name within that now, and you already should be because you're world champion, you've got to do something that makes all the people on Twitter, social media, news go crazy and said, we've got to see Flanagan fight the winner. Yeah. No one did that. It was almost like, is that it? Is that what you've got? And unfortunately, the way boxing is now, one bad performance, it's just the way it is. You lose a bit of your value on the market, so to speak. And he lost a bit of value on his market for that performance. I don't know if he lost a bit of value. I understand where you're coming from, because he did hit Fanner with some good shots and hurt him bad. It looked like he was robbing him, he was going to hurt him and get him out of there, but he just couldn't pull it off. But that's because, like I said, Fanner's an old pro and showed why he's an old pro. He kind of still in some rounds he was in there trying to survive that onslaught that hurt him and then trying to recover from it. Just sometimes, I think sometimes the downfall when you have good performance,
when you don't have that spark in one performance, it's kind of like, what happened?
Boxers seem to say, and boxers have got to be very careful. Boxers always seem to say, I couldn't get up for him, because let's be honest, if that was Crawler in there, if that was Zlatan Cannon, if that was even Videa, who Frank Warren mentioned, you get up for those kind of fights. And he looked like someone that simply just wasn't up for it. Yeah. The fight was supposed to be on an undercard of Klitschko. He would have probably got some pay-per-view points, possibly bigger payday, maybe. And then it's just been put down here in Wales, and he looked like someone was like, do I have to do this? And that's what I kind of got from him. But look, he got the win, as you say. And in a year's time, 6 months' time, we're not even going to remember this performance. Yeah. And he got the win and he can move on. He's still unbeaten. He's still a champion. Yeah. And there's bigger fights out there for him.
No, good point. Let's move forward and with Jazza Dickens versus Rigo. Shame on Jazza. Very shameful. No, I mean shame that...
Unlucky even.
Unlucky, yeah. That he got his shot and the first meaningful punch that lands breaks his jaw. I mean, even for me, people booing in the ring, but I felt heartbroken for him. I thought, oh my gosh. You know what I mean? That is like, fighters take so many punches to the head and never break their jaw. The first shot in your big fight on the big stage breaks your jaw. You know what I mean? Like, and there was not much in the fight to say what was going to happen. But one thing I did notice though, Rigo didn't move a lot. Very static. Know what I mean? And I'm not saying that means that there was going to be a problem, but maybe, like I said before, Rigo is not as fleet-footed or as what we thought he is, because he's not been active.
He's not been active, but there's also an element for me of zero fear. Like he's been, he's been accused of moving against guys that maybe cause a bit more problems, and he's a bit more like going into the fight like, well, I think with Jazza Dickens, and I don't mean no disrespect to Jazza, but I kind of felt that he thought, there we go, I can just stand there and just move my head and avoid most of these punches, which he kind of did. He still had that kind of wonderful kind of lateral movement that he just moves.
No, he still looked a class.
He still looked. And I just felt like, I understand now, and I tweeted that, why isn't he top of the bill? And I can understand, considering Williams was,
we want to get to that in a minute.
It was Williams' Cochrane's event, and I get that, and they were supposed to fight Jazza and Rigondeaux a month ago. But there didn't seem to be this big promotion, big push, this is Rigondeaux, this is pound for pound, top 5 people say, and it kind of felt like, is this it? Is it happening? Yeah. Is Rigo coming to the ring? Is he fighting? And I kind of felt like that what let me down a bit. But in terms of the performance, I could see stuff just in 2 rounds. I was like, whoa, this is pretty good. Yeah. But it's unlucky for Jazza because he's never going to get the opportunity again. Yeah. They're not getting that fight again. I heard his corner say, we'll get him again. You won't.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I think this ship has sailed.
The ship has definitely sailed.
But it's a shame though. It's a shame because Jazza didn't seem scared. He was trying to land shots. He was trying to mix it up. Yeah. It looked like it was going to develop. No matter how it was going to turn out at the end, that we were going to get something interesting and something spiteful.
Yeah, because there's one thing about the Brits, they don't fall down.
No.
You know, I mean, there is none of this, my shot, he didn't want to quit in the corner with a broken jaw.
But they don't fall down. I know fighters have continued with a broken jaw, but it's never the smart thing to do.
Not against him.
This thing about going out on your shield and taking it, your jaw's broken. And I'm trying to say,
your jaw's broken.
And you're going to get hit another 100, 200 times in that jaw for the rest of the night. You could do yourself serious
You're a young
damage.
fighter.
Know what I mean? You can fix your jaw, come back in a few months' time, and 3 months' time, 4 months' time, and it's fine.
And not only that, but because you didn't get beaten up, you can say, oh look, the jaws, I'm alright, I was in there in a good fight, I showed what I've got against the pound pound elite.
I wasn't scared.
So he'll come again.
Let's go to the main event, Gary Cochran versus Liam Williams, which was clearly fight of the night.
Yeah.
It was one of those fights that from the beginning, you felt the tension.
Yeah.
They were both going for it. They both had a little bit of beef animosity between them, and it showed on fight time. Williams seemed to be in control of the fight, majority of it, but Cochran was never out of it. Trading a lot, mixing it up. And there was a cut early. When was a cut in the third?
Third round.
Third round was the cut as well.
Yeah.
And I think that was kind of like the changing pace of the fight.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Williams, to me, it was an intentional headbutt. I've watched it, and I've seen it in slow motion, and it was spiteful. And I think I think that just any game plan you have, that's just it now, isn't it? Your game plan's out the window. So their game plan, it seemed, listening to the corner, was okay. Let's get to the middle rounds. Let's get to 5 or 6. We're the fitter. We've gone 12 rounds more. Williams has never gone 12, by the way. and we can shoot what we can do.
Yeah.
And I think that was their game plan. That kind of just went out of the window. As much as Cochran was in the fight, Williams seemed to be landing the bigger blows. Every spiteful shot seemed to come from Williams.
Yeah.
And Cochran was more like just peppering him with body shots. So it was nothing. They didn't see any power in it. Good jab, but just peppering and moving a lot, and then smothering his own work. So he'll throw 1, 2, 3, then smother. 1, 2, 3, then smother. Whereas Williams is one that seemed to be look like. It's almost like Williams felt like I'm the stronger here.
Yeah.
I want to break the distance and I want to land, and he landed spiteful shots. Very, very, especially towards the end. Round 9, 10, 11 were very, very spiteful.
No.
And I think it was a good stoppage as well.
Yeah. That looping, I think it was a right hand.
Yeah.
Looping right hand caught him in the corner. Yeah. The referee, after that, referee couldn't take no more.
He couldn't take no more. That looked like it was getting dangerous.
So sometimes when you're caught in the ropes like that, you can take a shot and the ropes kind of keep you in the fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you're clearly hurt and damaged. Referee weren't taking no chances. It was a grueling fight for both of them.
Yeah, and I think even Frank Warren, watching the fight again, there was this fight. Both of them would watch it and think we didn't show our boxing ability here.
Yeah.
Because they just seem to smother each other. It seems to. That's what happens when there's so much animosity. You must smother your work.
Yeah.
And it takes a really good boxer, like the way Bernard Hopkins and Mayweather see, where they wind up a boxer so much that they make the boxer fight angry, but they're still fighting calm and everything. But both of these seem to wind each other up and just fighting angry. And I think they'll look at the performance and think, ugh, bad performance. But in terms of a fight, it was thrilling. I was on the edge of the seat all the time. But in terms of performance, it was a crap performance from both of them, I think.
Alright. But well done to...
Well done to Liam Williams. Stays unbeaten. 154 division in this country isn't very good. I mean, you look at it, you've got Liam Smith, got Brian Rose, and Liam Williams is probably...
Brian Rose at 169.
Is he moved to 160? Was the Macklin fight 160?
Which one?
Macklin, when he fought Macklin.
Sweet was 160.
Okay.
I'm not sure about Sweet. I he always had a fight at 160 and he's coming floating between both.
And that's it then. After that, the names are slim, so Williams will go European very quickly.
Alright then. Quick message on that fight card. Watching the fight, I know there was problems in terms of Flanagan being changed from the Fury date, but I was very surprised with the schedule layout for the fights that night. By far, Cochran Williams was the best fight of the night, by far.
But that happens by luck, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's by luck. Yeah. You don't know what's going to be the best fight, do you?
But I was surprised that you have Flanagan, who's one of Frank Warren's marquee players and a world champion, third on the card. Yeah, even though Rigo's pound for pound, I could understand him being third. Know what I mean? And I could understand Flanagan being head of the card as well. I know he joined their card and it was their card, so I understand why Frank kept Williams and Cochran and Liam Williams and Cochran as on the main event. But I don't think Flanagan should have been third.
Yeah, we've always said this in terms of promotion and building your stars.
Yeah.
Flanagan's one of your biggest.
Yeah, he's a homegrown world champion.
Homegrown world champion from the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rigo shouldn't be above him with that Jazza Dickens fight. It's weird because I'm saying that, but Rigo's not your star. Yeah. Rigo's maybe going to fight for you once in the round, then he's gone. Yeah. Flanagan's your star that you want to build up. Flanagan's the guy you want to, the next big thing. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I think Flanagan, world champion.
World champion. A guy that's headlined his own cards previously. Yeah. Know what I mean? Defending his world title. Yes, Flanagan won a marquee name, ain't a big name, but he should have been third. Yeah. No way. Yeah. Let's move to the card on Sky Sports, which was the Sauerland cards from Germany. Let's briefly go on there. Anya Gogo. Yeah. It's maybe his third fight in his comeback from injury. I'm not going to take too much on it. I understand he's been injured. He's actually suffered quite a few injuries in his short career. Yeah. And he hasn't progressed as quickly as he has progressed. But in every type fight I see him in, he's in with guys that he's clearly overmatched with. I understand he's been out of it, but they need to make it a little tougher for him. I mean, I'm not trying to be hard on the guy because he's a good fighter. He has been injured. He has been delays, but he's destroying these guys that he's fighting recently. Not recently, all the time. It's time to up the level a little bit.
Yeah, 100% agree. I mean, look, we're not talking about just a novice here. We're talking about a guy, what was he, 27, 28 ago? Yeah. Around that, Olympic bronze medalist. Yeah. I think he's done European junior champ or something. He's got a good little amateur pedigree. So we're not talking about a guy here that needs these warm-up fights now. We know the injuries probably still in the background, but you're right, he needs to up the ante with some of these performances because, the competition. Yeah. Because A looks much bigger than them. It's almost like they're bringing up bloody 147 saying, can you eat a bit and then come in the ring? Because it's just weird, it's weird. But he needs to move. He needs to, I won't say get moving, but they need to up the level of competitors they're putting him against. Yeah. Also, Charlie Edwards, prospect 1 as well. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is he so Matchroom? Is he so Matchroom Charlie Edwards then? It must be. Was that Charlie Edwards, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Charlie Edwards won last night as well. Also on that card, Arthur Abrams fought a guy called Tim Robin Luhag, who was going to be take his chance at beating the former world titleist in a typical Arthur Abrams fight. Abrams started slow. Luhag thought he's going to press it and kind of make his name in this fight, and by a few rounds in, Abrams done what Abrams done. High guard, broke him down, started to beat him up, and stopped him. I think it was in the 8th round. Dropped him twice and put the nail in the coffin. I'm the type of guy that sometimes I've been criticising the show for saying guys should retire when I feel they've lost their motivation to fight, and they say things post-fight where you feel like I don't really got the heart for it. There was a lot of call for Abrams to retire after his last fight when he lost his title to Ramirez, and that this fight was a fight that's going to push Luhag forward. Abrams ain't shown no slippage in his career over the past 3-4 years. Yes, he was never the best world champion, but he's still got a lot to give and still in the mix at super middleweight.
Yeah, one thing I really, really like about Arthur Abrams, more so than even our British guys, is that it almost seems his mentality, or his mindset is so strong.
Yeah.
Abraham loses, you don't hear about change trainer,
no.
You don't hear about I need a year out, you don't hear about no, it was an injury. Get straight back in.
Straight away.
Let's get straight back in. Like literally, it's almost like, okay,
he's always
off the back, let me fight again.
Yeah.
People might say, okay, Luhag wasn't, but he'd gone in there straight away again after Ramirez defeat. Which for other guys, for our Brits, you know, one of our Brits lose a world title.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, trainers getting changed.
No, deletes his Twitter account.
Yeah, everything's gone
crazy. Yeah.
The world's over.
Yeah.
Abraham gets straight back in there, and like you say already, contention again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? For one of the titles.
Luhag was undefeated. Yeah, so he was undefeated, and then they were actually pushing him to be like the next guy to go for a title shot.
Yeah.
No. Abraham shut that down quick.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah.
You need to make an argument. I mean, is that George Groves' possible fight against Truvinov, sorry. Argument for him to take the winner of that, or him to even get in the mix to fight one of those two. So yeah, interesting.
I want to tell you about that in a minute. Yeah. I'm going to disagree with that slightly about George Groves and Truvinov. The main event on that card was the WBA regular super middleweight title against a guy called Giovanni De Carolis versus Tano Zuniga. Myself and the Sky team had De Carolis winning the fight by a few, but it got me thinking. Again, good fight, entertaining fight, nice fight to watch. I mean, check it out. But it got me thinking. Normally, Sky don't show fights or cards that don't benefit their fighters. Yeah. In terms of, you had Anthony Gogo on the card and you had Edwards on the card as well, but it doesn't make that a card that Sky would normally show. As those guys fought for the regular WBA title and they had Callum Smith and George Groves in the studio, I would expect to see De Carolis versus one of our English British guys in the next 3 to 4 months to build his name for a regular title. Why show that card? When do Sky ever show cards like that?
You know when Sky show cards?
Yeah.
When Box Nation have a card on. Simply just to shut them down.
Yeah.
100%. Box Nation have got who? Regondo.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Boom, we'll show that.
Yeah.
100%. 110%. That's the only reason they're showing that card. I think, don't get me wrong, in terms of percentage, there's obviously an element of what you've said, because you're right, Karen Smith, George Groves.
Yeah.
But 100%, Box Nation have a card on.
That'll definitely take the regular Sky viewers that won't pay for Box Nation.
Yeah.
So we've got Boxing on 2 channels.
Why would pay for that? Sports, but it's free on Sky. Don't pay for Box. Don't pay for Rigo. We've got free here.
Very good point.
100%, mate.
Very good
That's
point.
what they do. Yeah, you know what they're like.
But I did think De Carolis is not a bad fighter. Definitely not on the level of for a world title. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's a world title level, but he's a good fighter. And I guarantee we're going to see one of our lads in there soon.
I wouldn't mind, because I do want to see fresh blood in this 168 division. I just feel like there's a lot of the names floating around that have been here for a couple of years, and I want to see fresh blood. Ramirez is in there now. I want to see Callum Smith take the jump if he's ready to take that jump. And now this kid you're talking about, it'd be nice to see. Yeah, it'd be good to see. It'd be good to see. Okay, let's move forward and go to the card in America. PBC. Sammy Vasquez, the prospect, lost to something Diaz. Can't remember the guy's first name, but he got his ass handed to him, as far as I'm concerned. They tried to score it as a draw, and then they came back and said no, there's an error, 100%. and had it by 1 point. Yeah.
It was nowhere 1 point fight.
Yeah.
I think Vasquez maybe won maybe 4 at the max, and had a point deduction. Yeah, but he got beat up. He got beat up. They were pushing Vasquez hard for a while, like he was the second coming. Definitely not. Definitely not.
But it's weird you say that. At least they're pushing.
At least they're pushing.
At least they're pushing. At least they're trying to get beat out there to say that.
He had no plan B.
Yeah.
And that's I always talk. I don't know if I mentioned the show before, but I always talk about fighters. You gotta know what they have in the tank. And I'm trying to say. So I like when a fighter gets knocked down and they get back up.
Yeah.
Because now I know they could do it.
Yeah.
I like when the fighter's under pressure and they fight back. I like when they change their styles. So I know what you have. So when I look at fighters, I could give fighters a lot of credit earlier in their career or late in their career because I've seen what they've actually done.
Yeah.
I.e. Lomachenko, i.e. when there was talk about Fury and David Price, remember years ago?
Yeah.
And I said Fury will win because I saw Fury get knocked down by Cunningham.
Yeah.
And it proved he would get back up.
Yeah.
That ain't proven by other heavyweights.
I get you.
Vasquez had no plan B.
I get, it's a very good point.
He had no plan B at all.
And I think that's what happens when they put these guys in with guys they're supposed to blow away. And they look fantastic blowing these guys away. And you look at the records on BoxRec, and they're shocking the people they're matching up with and destroying them, so they don't even need to show plan B. And when they go up against someone that, oh wait, I can take your plan A.
Another undefeated type guy, and I'm trying to say,
with maybe a couple of losses on the record, it's like, okay, who has gone through, tough times. Yeah. It's a different level.
Yeah. No, I would never say a boxer's scared of taking shots, but when the shots are coming, he's like, guess what? He don't like that.
Yeah.
He don't like that. Know what I mean? He couldn't go the extra mile. Know what I mean? So all that talk for Vasquez moving forward for a world title, getting in that mix, I don't see it happening. No more.
Okay. Cool.
Also, prospect Eric Lubin fought as well. I had to work for it. Went the full 8 rounds. Showed good ability. Fought with a gritty guy, tough guy.
What weight's he at, Lubin?
I think it's waterweight.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. I think it's waterweight. Don't quote me. I think it's waterweight. But good fight. And again, nothing special in it, but I think it's good for prospects to get rounds. Yeah. Lubin was blowing guys out, like a few of them, like early. Now he's done a good 8 rounds, and I think his record's now 16-11 or 16-12. 16 wins, 12 stoppages. So he's getting rounds as well. So I like it.
I think it's time to move away from these 8 rounders though. I mean, 8 rounders, 16 fights, 8 rounders. You need to move on from 8 rounders at 16 fights. You do. I
agree with you to an extent. If that fight was a 10 rounder, it would have went 10 rounds. If that fight was a 12 rounder, it would have went 12 rounds. Okay. So I don't know if he's ready to go from that area yet. Yeah. Okay. Know what I mean? But it was a good performance, a solid performance. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the main event of the card. Deontay Wilder versus Chris Arreola for his WBC heavyweight title. I've been very critical of Deontay Wilder in this show, but I'm actually going to give him credit today. Forget everything and watch the fight as the fight played out on the night. He went wild. He used his jab. He set his punches up. No wild swinging. Dedication. Good pace. Good timing. Good distance. Barely missed a shot. Wilder normally misses a billion shots. Know what I mean? He looked focused, and he made Arreola look the way Arreola should look. Even though Arreola, Arreola's on a slide, Arreola was always in fights he was losing. He was not in this fight one bit. That's the way you should treat Arreola. Know what I'm trying to say? I thought the fight was dragging out a little bit, even though we saw there was a bruise on his arm into the 8th round. And then in the post-fight interview, we found out he's got a broken hand or a damaged hand and a damaged bicep, which is why he weren't doing what he's supposed to do. But I think him having an injured right hand improved his career. Okay. It shows that he actually can fight at a disciplined, dedicated pace and use a jab and move around properly. People that say he done that in the Stern fight, no, he didn't. In the Stern fight, he was still very wild, very raw, swinging for the fences, getting tagged a lot. In this fight, he didn't fall for none of those tricks. He beat, regardless if you like Arreola or not, a world-class fighter with one hand.
Yeah. Good. Well done. Couple of things to add to that is that's the kind of performance he would have needed to fight Povetkin. In terms of that, not going wild, not rushing your punches, all that kind of stuff. Don't get me wrong, let's take the performance level up to it. But obviously that's the kind of what he had in his background, I think, that he wanted to use against Povetkin, which he used against Arreola, and I think it was very smart to do so. We all expect him to go in there as a tear-up. That's what he was building up for. He didn't do that. And well done as well. We talk about seeing fighters where there is situations they're not supposed to be in.
Yeah.
A possible torn bicep and a broken hand.
Yeah.
It shows to me mentally
He's a fighter.
You're a fighter.
Yeah,
because when they're going this tough, you could easily like, I don't really. You still get the job done.
This what I'm trying to say.
Still get the job done.
When I was talking before about adversity,
Yeah.
now we know what Wilder has.
Now we know what he has, and that's the thing we've seen with Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Wilder,
Yeah.
not really Joshua yet.
We ain't seen Joshua yet.
Not really Joshua.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that one punch guys against Dylan White's adversity.
Yeah.
So we haven't really seen that. So we know what those guys can do.
Yeah. And this is what I'm trying to say. This is where now I'm not on Deontay Wilder's side yet.
100% you're not.
Yeah. But this is the stuff that I'm talking about in seeing about a fighter. I've seen more in that fight last night than I saw in his other 36 knockouts. Know what I mean? And that was a one-handed fighter.
Also, what we've got to say and what we've got to give credit for Deontay Wilder for is this. Boxing's almost become a part-time sport. Wilder's still a full-time boxer.
Yeah.
Wilder's had, 4 or 5 fights since in January when he beat Stavern, January last year?
Yeah.
4 or 5?
He's been active.
He's been active. You look at the other guys, I mean, Joshua's in there, I'll give Joshua that, but Joshua's going to be because he's still, that kind of lower tier kind of fighters, guys. But that's active for a world champion. Whether or not you like who's fighting, he's active.
Now what Wilder has to do, which he says he wants to do, he said he wants all the titleists, all the champions out there. I want them, but do they want me? Well, it's now to put your money where your mouth is. And the reason why I say that, the Povetkin fight, whatever reason, you know my opinion already, that was mandated. That wasn't your choice.
Yeah.
Your choices previously have been poor.
Yeah, you've got a volunteer choice now.
Thank you. Yeah.
See you pick.
And they always get people on short notice. Huey Fury, come for us in 3 weeks. Take a little short money. What the word they like to use? Accept the opportunity ahead of you.
Yeah.
Which means take this crap money so I can give you a beating.
Yeah. And you've got a chance here.
Yeah. Now, do it rightly, Deontay and your team.
Yeah.
Give someone the full 6-8 weeks notice and pay them and get a top 10 ranked dude.
Yeah, someone needs a big camp. I mean, even Ariona, who we know probably walks around 300 pounds. Let's be honest, probably a bit more. He needs more than 5, 6 weeks. He needs more
6
than
months.
He needs 6, exactly. So that wasn't even right giving him that. But well done to Deontay Wilder.
I'll criticize the Ariola fight because he was not ranked. But at the same time, I could have an understanding that obviously it was short notice because of the Povetkin fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
who else you gonna get? In 5, 6 weeks.
Yeah, I'm trying to say. Yeah, that actually has some sort of name.
Lacey still wanted to fight.
Let's be fair. I don't care who you are. You couldn't put up with Molina, Dupas, and Spitzka, and then have another one like that. Now, yes, after the fact, Dupas has made a name for himself. Yeah. So I'm not going to criticize too much, but those 3 at the time he fought them were not worthy.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You know what I mean? He needs to do something now.
Good performance, and let's see who he goes. Let's see what he does next.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder if he has the same pressure in America that we give Joshua here.
Listen.
No, I don't think. I think Joshua is a bigger name in the UK than Deontay Wilder is in America.
Yes, he is. But again, I think it's down to the quality of boxing fans you have in America. Now, I consider our show a hardcore show. Yeah? And what I say about, even I've criticised Joshua, and I like Joshua. You know I'm a big fan of Joshua. Everyone's a big fan of Joshua, but I've criticised him. And people say in the video, oh, you guys are too hard on Joshua. But that's because I expect more of him, because I appreciate him and what he does. I don't know if the fans in America are as hardcore as us British fans that want to see Wilder really tested. Because right now, all they care about in America is having an American heavyweight champion.
Interesting. Good point.
And that's not criticism of American fans, it's just that I'm being real. Whatever I say is what I mean. I want the best of all the fighters and all weight classes. I treat every fighter to the same standard. I don't have one standard for one or one standard for the others. Alright then. Ade, did you watch the full Sky card last night?
No.
You just watched the fights?
Let's watch the fights.
Alright then. So guys, let me just quickly recap. You guys, Sky Sports done this whole thing about the heavyweight division. Maybe I don't know if it was 5-10 minutes long. Went back to Joe Louis. I went through the 50s, the 60s and said, oh, we had Joe Louis, we had this, we had that, we had Ali, we had Tyson, we had Holmes, all up to this modern era of boxing. Nice little video. And then they had David Hay in the studio with Ed Robinson talking about the current heavyweight division, and they had their rankings there, 1 to 10. Yeah? So,
why did I miss this?
Yeah. So they're talking about this whole element. Who's good, who's that, who's this, who's that. They had Luis Ortiz at number 6. They talked about everyone in the top 10 minus Luis Ortiz.
Didn't mention him.
Didn't mention him once. They talked about Pulev. They talked about he just fought Chisora. They talked about Bermain Stavern, who was ranked at number 8, I think. or something like number 7. They talked about everyone there except Ortiz. You know what I mean? Yeah. David Hay didn't mention him. Ed Robinson didn't mention him. No one mentioned him at all. I thought that's a bit of a cheek. You've done the whole history of heavyweights. Then you come to the current heavyweight division, talk about everyone. Shit. Alright. They went through everyone in the division. They talked about everyone there. They said his name, saying the top 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But when it came to the actual discussion, for the whole 5, 10, 15-minute discussion, however length it was, not one mention of Luis Ortiz. Interesting. Yeah. That tells me, that there's no way Luis Ortiz is getting any showing on Sky Sports.
No.
In terms of for a potential fight of anyone.
No, Luis Ortiz ain't getting nada. I mean, he could beat Yusuf in a round, which he might. He still ain't getting any mention.
Yeah.
People just don't want to fight him. Look, Tyson Fury, I think, is the toughest heavyweight out there. I mean that in terms of, I think he'll fight anybody. Yeah. Something about him. He's got that mentality. Don't know what it is. Irish blood, whatever. And he said it clearly, don't want Luis Ortiz. Yeah. Too tough, no money in it. Mm-hmm. And that's the mentality people are going to have. No one's going to want to fight this kid Luis Ortiz. Yeah. They're going to wait till he's 47 and fight him. Yeah. Man, he's probably that age now.
No, but seriously, I was just so surprised like that. I mean,
nah, nothing surprises me.
Yeah.
Did you see yesterday? I don't know if you got it in the news, but Enzo Maccarinelli's speech yesterday.
No.
Enzo Maccarinelli, obviously, he's, I
watched it, but I didn't pay attention to his speech.
Yeah, his speech is quite. Yeah. Obviously, there's just too many. It pained me because I really love Enzo, and I could felt listening to his way he was talking. It's the slur of the words were there clearly, and what angered me more than anything, he said he wants a 50th fight. He says, I'm on 49. Jim Rosenthal at the end of the show said, so what, are we gonna? Why would you even ask the question? Are we gonna see you back in the ring, or are you gonna stay around here with us? And he says, you know what, I'm on 49, I ain't gonna do a Welsh accent, I'm on 49 fights, and I wouldn't mind a 50th. And he said, you know what, I don't just want an easy fight. Yeah, give me someone. He wants to fight the guy who knocked him out. Just go, because he says, I want to put that right. In here, Wells, for a 50th fight. And he said, I'm going to speak to Frank Warren about it. Let me tell you something. And I was like, it's all gone wrong and this is stupid.
Let me tell you something. There's documented facts that people that have knockouts and multiple knockouts are susceptible with knockouts. And they have injuries. Enzo Maccarinelli's highlight reel of knockouts is much of the worst of the modern era.
Disgusting.
You know what I mean? If you get all these knockouts put together, you know what I mean? It could bring a tear to your eye. You know what I mean?
No, honestly, really
bad. Yeah,
it's really.
For Jim Rosenthal to mention that, to say that, and for him to consider that. Where's your wife, your mum, your dad,
I was thinking that as well.
Your family? You know what I'm trying to say?
I was thinking that.
Ask Frank Warren, or ask what I'm trying to say. People need to be around you, your coaches, your peers, everyone to get on that balance. Say,
when he said I'm going to ask Frank, I was thinking, ain't it the kind of question where he said, I'm going to go and speak to my family, look at my options, blah. He's a good commentator, but even now, he's kind of commentating. I'm seeing signs of I was watching it with someone who doesn't know who Enzo is, and they're like, oh, well, we speak to him. And I said, no, that's the Welsh accent. I know it's a Welsh accent, they said, but
because we're used to him, we didn't notice it, but someone from the outside.
Something else clearly was like, whoa, he speaks a bit. Yeah. I was like, yeah. When was that knockout? 2 months ago?
Yeah,
a month ago.
Yeah.
And didn't he say I retired straight after that?
I'm telling you right now, we said it before in the show, that win over Roy Jones back in December was the worst thing that could happen to him.
We said it, didn't we?
Yeah.
That's giving him false hope that he can still do it. Yeah. If I connect, his thing is, if I connect first, they're out. If they connect, I'm out. Yeah. That's rubbish. Yeah. That's bullshit.
And at 200 pounds, he's such a big puncher, which he is. But it's also about taking one back.
It's disgraceful, honestly.
It is disgraceful. It is disgraceful. All right, let's move on with the news. Not loads of news this week, but just a few bits. Let's start off with, what did you think of the GGG.Brook face-off press conference in New York?
GGG is not human. I believe that he's a robot that's malfunctioning slightly. No, look, Brook.
I think Brook well. I think he handled it well.
I think Brook handled it well, and this was the big stage for him. Yeah, and well done for him.
I like the way he brought in old school and said that, look, you want to be great. If you've got to take challenges, you've got to take risks. I understand the element of it, and I think that he done it not in a self-serving way.
Yeah, no, I agreed. Yeah. And I like. Look, we like Brook. You know what I mean? I'm a Brook fan. If someone says who you are, Brook fan. I'm a Brook fan and have been since Brook, just before he became British champion. Remember, I said always love Brook. So this isn't a Brook problem. I don't have a Brook problem with this because look, he's struggling. is clearly struggling to get fights at 147. Struggling, clearly.
Both are.
Yeah, both are struggling to get fights, and it's a big payday. And boxing is such a short sport and short career. Literally, some people are retiring in their 30s. Not everyone can go on to 47, 50. It doesn't happen. Most fighters hit their peak 30, 31, and they're done at 32, 33. That's just how it is. And Brook's, 29, 30. So I understand it's 5 million, 6 million. Why not? I just still don't like it.
Yeah.
But in terms of the press conference, look, I liked him. I liked him being on the big stage. I liked the cameras and the lights. Regarding their height and size, no. What's wrong with you people? They're the same size. They're not the same size. What? Even if they are, say right now they're 170. That's Brook fat 170, and that's Golovkin just walking around healthy, eating good 170.
Golovkin looking shape.
Muscle strength, 170. There's a big difference.
Okay. I will say one thing about Brook, and that's what I'm going to say about it until we do the video for it.
I guarantee it's not.
Yeah?
I guarantee it's not the last thing. I guarantee you right now it's not the last thing you're going to say about it.
Yeah. Brook, standing there with GG, looks comparable, and they say he looks big for a reason. One, Brook's not in shape, and two, he's wearing a suit. Everyone who owns a suit, no suits, has those shoulder bits there, and these bits here, and I'm trying to say,
come on,
and it makes
them to tailor it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's cut well, so it makes you look, if you get a good suit and you get it cut well, it makes you look a little bit, makes you look nice, and I'm trying to say. That was Brook in a full suit, 3-piece, was it a 3-piece?
I think it was a 3-piece.
A 3-piece with a tie and everything.
Looked smart.
That was, it looked really smart. That was GG in a t-shirt. Yeah, so you got to look at it and understand what I'm talking about. And seriously, guys, I'm not being critical of anyone, but like I said, me and Ade are old dudes. And I'm trying to say, we all got a few suits in the wardrobe. We've been to the tailors and got suits made or whatever. But the point I'm making is, you know what you look up when you want to look good and when you want to look bad. Anyway, guys, the point I'm making is that certain ways you dress and what you wear gives a perception of something which it not really is. That's the way it is with everyone that buys clothes and goes out. I'm just saying that what you saw with GG is actually full GG in the t-shirt. What you saw with Brook is someone wearing full clothes. I.e., I'm wearing a vest now. Last week I was wearing a hoodie. Totally two different looks.
Yeah. And what you're going to hear, guys, up until this build-up, and again, don't be fooled by it, Brook is so much stronger at 160. He's so much help. Why not fight at 160 then, dude?
Yeah,
you fight at 147 for a reason. That's your weight you've chosen. That's what you boil yourself down, kill yourself to make 147 because you know that's your optimum weight where you perform and have the best advantage against other fighters. Yeah, I saw an interview with Tony Bellew with IFL TV. Quite a good interview actually. Tony Bellew is as honest as it comes. I like him. Just says it how it is. Doesn't care. And he was like, Dave Caldwell used to train or used to be part of Kell Brook, and he said Kell Brook at 160. On the pads and all the strength was amazing, and I get that. But you still fight at 147. You chose to fight at 147 because that's your best advantage to A, win a world title, B, to be the strongest, and C, to have everything against your opponents. 160 is not your weight. It's just not your weight. It's not your weight. Hence why, if and when he loses, he got back down to 147, maybe 154. He's not going to stay at 160. Yeah.
Let me tell you this. Say if I said last week when I was at 215, and I was hitting the gym, that bench press was a little bit easier. And I'm trying to say, well, that leg press was a little bit easier. And I'm trying to say, I will still do the same thing now at 205, but it's a little bit harder. And I'm trying to say, because the body weight is different, your structure is different. But efficiency, I am so much better than everything else at 205 than I am at 215, 216, 217, whatever. And I'm trying to, because your body just carries the weight differently.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm 6'2". I'm not barely 5'8" like Kell Brook.
Yeah, and a lot of the talks also, and this is final, guys, and this I do apologise, is that Kell Brook's a massive 147. Okay, if you are a massive 147, which you're probably not, because you're not on Paul Williams or Margarito, massive
or
147 or Cintron. You know what I mean? You're not 6'1", you know what I mean? 6'2", you know what I mean? 147. I get that. Then you should be fighting at 154.
Long time ago.
Yeah. Not 160. 160 is a whole nother. There's a reason a lot of the 154 guys say 160 is kind of tough.
Yeah.
Because they know the guys at 160 are coming down from 180.
Yeah.
There's a reason, but we'll see.
Just look at the size of Martin Murray at 160. Who's a big 160. Went to super middleweight.
Very good point.
8 pounds.
That's the perfect example.
And he's not that big no more.
That is Martin Murray was the bully at 168.
I'm the biggest.
I'm the biggest
160 out there.
168
not the same.
George Groves looking down on you.
Yeah, not
and George Groves is small in terms of height. 168 guy. George Groves looking down on him. Yeah, it's not the same. Not the same guy. That's that's the best example you can give. And that's only £8.
That's £8.
That's not 13.
Yeah.
It's 8.
Yeah. All right, then let's move forward. Talking to Martin Murray.
Yes.
Have you seen the Eubank versus Martin Murray beef on Twitter?
I've seen something.
And Martin Murray said, "If your dad will let you fight,
yeah, if your dad will let you fight, we can do this. And don't use this as no publicity stunt.
If your dad will let you fight." And so I'm laughing at it, but this is what I said last week. So it's gonna hurt his career because people are gonna start saying, no matter what you say, it's your dad.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? You can't be your own person, your own man. And oh, man.
You know the thing is as well, there's been a lot and loads of father-son trainers relationships that we've seen. Obviously Mayweather's, Mosley's. You can go on, the list is quite big, guys. You've never heard about any of these guys impacting their sons in terms of taking big fights like this. This is really bad for what is, I hate to say it, a British level fighter right now.
Yeah.
We're not talking about this marquee blown up big star. He's got a British championship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's missing out on these big fights.
I tell you what, I've looked, my parents are Caribbean, Everyone's got a Caribbean father. When they shut you down, they shut you down. You know what I'm trying to say, Right? I'm telling you right now, my dad
don't know nothing, bro. I've got African.
My dad just tried to shut me down when I was in my 30s. My dad tried to shut me down.
Yeah.
The point I'm making is, is that Chris Eubank Jr.'s got a problem. Because trust me, he ain't circumventing senior. That's just a rule. That's just a Caribbean rule.
It seems like it now, doesn't it?
I know, it seems like that's just a Caribbean rule. You don't circumvent your father. Know what I mean? So the point I'm making is, as much as Junior, who I believe wanted to fight, and like I said when we done the video, I feel sorry for Junior because I think he generally wants to have these fights, but Senior's the hindrance.
It is, and it's a hindrance that's going to be very difficult to get over because I don't know what he's going to do. To be honest, I'm not sure what he's going to do, and it's getting to a stage where promoters don't want to work with him, trainers don't want to work with him. I mean, Adam Booth was what, one fight?
Yeah.
Adam Booth was one fight. Do you know what I mean? What fight was that? Was that Chudinov?
Can't remember. So the thing about it, like I said, Chris Senior knows so much about boxing, so I can understand how it could be such a benefit to any fighter, not just his son, any fighter. But I think because it's his son, it actually makes it personal. It's not business.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the business side, they always say don't make business with pleasure. And I think the business side, he understands to a T and he knows what he wants. But as his son, it makes it so much more difficult. Now I'm trying to say, And like I said, I'm the worst. I got a little boy, and I said if I'm at the school play or the sports days or whatever, and I'm trying to say, and I see a little boy do it, I'm like, nah, you fight for your children. You know what I mean? As a parent, so I understand it, but there's a limit. You know what I mean? You know, Junior's a grown ass man.
Chris Senior is almost a contradicting walking man. He's just a contradictory person himself. So you know this sport's dangerous. You've seen it. You know there's all these shady people around it. Why let your son do it? Why say do boxing?
Yeah.
If this is what if this is all you're going through right now, but because it wasn't his son.
No, but remember though, to be fair, the story is that Junior wanted to do it and Senior said no, and Junior kept pursuing it.
And he said, okay, I'm going to help you.
And they said, all right then, let's go. And he took him out to a couple of clubs, sent him to America, put him in there, I think it was with Mike McCallum's camp in America, and then to see if he got the guts, the skill to do it, and he kind of proved himself. And then they went Cuba and blah 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 whatever. So to be fair, it was Junior's persistence
rather than his dad's assistance. Okay, cool.
All right then. Rumors of Manny Pacquiao returning to boxing.
Oh, rumors? Fact?
No, it's not fact.
Because of what he done on his Twitter page, Facebook.
Yeah, so Bob Arum saying Pac-Man's back on the 29th of October or the 5th of November. Pac-Man saying, no, my career's not been inside. I've got selling things to do and things in my home state. I'm not back in boxing. So there's two contradictory statements, but then at the same time, Bob Arum was negotiating with Al Heyman for Adrian Broner versus Pac-Man. That fight fell through because Arum said Broner wants too much money.
Yeah.
Broner retaliated saying, paying what I deserve.
Bitch.
But how can you, that's what he said, But how can the statements be so conflicting?
Yeah. Pacquiao also though came out recently and said, I'm only 37, I still feel healthy. As soon as he says that, come on, we said Pacquiao's short of money.
We know it's short of money.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
When you think about it,
I know,
his career.
Yeah. But in saying that though, Arum's a bit of a snake. You know what I think of Arum already. I think Arum's mostly the best promoter in boxing history. Yeah, I have no problem in saying that. I think guess what? He's done it all. He's seen it all. He's done all the big fights we grew up on. He's had some Arum's a cheeky son of a gun, and he's got a lot of fights coming up. You know what I mean? And like I said, I do think his brand is suffering a little bit. Yeah, I think just throwing Pacquiao's name out there for negotiation keeps him in the press and keeps him relevant because he doesn't have many other marquee stars right now. I mean, Mayweather's gone, Cotto's with Rock Nation, Canelo's with Golden Boy. All the big names that are in the mix in the boxing is not with Aaron. So by throwing Pacquiao's name out there, when the guy's saying, well, I'm not really fighting, it just seems to me, again, a little bit crafty.
Yeah, I don't know if Bob Arum, at what, 87 years of age, needs to have his name front of it. There's Bob Arum, to be honest. I know Top Rank are the biggest. He does talk a lot. And what I do like, though, is that at least he's trying to potentially get Pacquiao fights with good guys out of Top Rank. Yeah, that's always been a criticism. I mean, Bradley number 20, Marquez 7, all that kind of stuff.
They talked about Marquez 7.
No, it's honestly, it's about this. So Garcia and Broner's names.
That's been thrown out. Yeah, that's because of the new link of Al Heyman.
And I think that's good. Would you want it? I'd love to see Pacquiao in with Garcia.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I think Pacquiao beats Garcia now, and I think Pacquiao beats Broner. That Pacquiao that beat Bradley, we can't. Bradley gives those guys good fights. Pacquiao beat Bradley so convincingly.
I think Bradley beats Garcia. Yeah, I think Broner could give Bradley trouble style-wise, but Broner will beat himself in that fight. Yeah, I mean, all right. Not getting overly happy yet until it's officially announced, but Eddie Hearn is saying that AJ and Pulev are the two main people in the mix for Joshua's comeback autumn.
AJ and Pulev?
AJ. Like the Stavern and Pulev are in the mix for AJ.
I like Pulev, don't like Stavern.
No, I still think Stavern has some qualities that we know about. So, and I think that's more than the other guys we've seen. It's if Stavern could get into good fighting shape, that's more of a concern. But I think they're both good opponents.
Did Rosie drop him, like they said?
Yeah. Rosie dropped him.
And Pulev will be a great little matchup.
Yeah. See, the thing about Pulev, I think Pulev likes to box, but we've seen that if he stands his ground and gets a shootout with Vladimir, he'll be wanting. And I think someone like Joshua, who's not Vladimir obviously, but would like that shootout type of pattern, will suit him better. Whereas Stavern has to be more crafty with.
Pulev will hit him back.
Yeah, Pulev's got power.
Yeah, Pulev will hit him back.
Yeah. Alright then. Good fight coming up. A few fights coming up. Roman Gonzalez moves up to Super Fly to fight undefeated Carlos Cudras. Yeah, another elite fighter at Super Fly. That's a real fight. Know what I mean? That's a real test for Chocolatito as well. Yeah,
I said this, and I said the only thing that stops Chocolatito from becoming a superstar, even though he should be already, is that he might chase the weights because people are saying, oh, you have to go up, you have to go up, you have to go up. Which really isn't, you shouldn't have to go up. If that's your weight, you should set the, if you make the weight comfortable, which he says he does, set the weight, but he's going to have to go up in weights and chase fights, and he's going to be fighting guys that he's giving pounds away.
Just ain't no joke.
This is it, and so we'll see what happens with Chocolatito, but...
And that's on September the 10th, so they're going to tie it in America with the Golovkin-Brook. Yeah. So they got a big card in America for that.
Okay.
Hopefully we get to that fight over here.
Yeah. They're saying Golovkin-Brook sold out in 11 minutes.
Yeah, 11 minutes, yeah. A few of us tried to get tickets for it. No luck.
Really? So you actually tried?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You see the press accreditation came through email?
Yeah.
The 100% have to do it that way.
Yeah. I honestly, as much as Matchroom love us, I don't think it's going to be very hard to get press accreditation for that.
Very difficult.
I think it's going to be nearly impossible.
Yeah.
Orlando Salido said he is focusing on getting the Lomachenko rematch. Lomachenko's talking too much about obviously the loss, and Salido can't get a rematch with who we fought last time in the draw, Vargas.
Yeah.
So he's saying he's putting all his attention on Lomachenko. I'm happy for that because I want to see if Lomachenko can do the same type of job he done with Gonzalez and Salido. We know Salido's tough as nails and he's beaten before, so it makes it really, really interesting. And it also makes it admirable for Salido. We know he's a tough guy. We know we want to push for the best. But I'm saying this one more time to all the fighters out there. As much as I love boxing, should leave Lomachenko alone.
Yeah, you might want to park that.
You might want to call it a day with that.
You might want to call it quits.
Yeah.
What you done to Roman Martinez?
You got a victory. You beat him.
Just take it as
walk away and say, guess what? When he's in the Hall of Fame, you can say, I'm the only guy that beat him.
Honestly, just
don't let him take that victory back off you.
I watched because I was bored. About the other day, some guy on YouTube, and well done, I wish I could get his name. Basically, he done like an hour and a half video on the tricks of Lomachenko.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
And it's almost like where he touches you, so he knows he can touch you. He's not there to hurt you. He's just saying,
it's available.
A couple rounds later,
forget about that for now.
Couple rounds later, bang.
Yeah.
So you know what? You got the win, like Ryan said. Leave it alone.
And I like Salido.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't watch a Salido fight?
Oh, Salido's all out action.
And I would love to see the fight because I think it has significance.
Yeah.
So why would I turn down a fight that has significance?
Yeah. Why would I say no?
No, but I'm just like, come on, it's not needed. It's not needed. You gotta win. You know what I mean? You don't pick fights with people like that. You know what I mean? Not like in school.
This is picky battles.
No, not like in school. Yeah, there was always one guy in your year that was like 10 foot bigger than everyone else. He had the adult body already. And like, guess what? Now he might not be that tough, but I don't really want to test it out.
I remember in school as well, he said, he's the best fighter. You can be second, third, and fourth.
Yeah.
Happy with second.
Yeah.
You're obviously number one.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. There's always one person you always had that little fear for. Yeah. And I think that's Lomachenko right now.
No,
I mean, people just avoid him.
And not only that, but the problem with Salido as well, since after that performance, he goes into wars.
Yeah.
So he's battle scarred as well. Look, that Vargas fight was just brutal.
Yeah. Fight of the year so far.
Yeah. You just don't want to go to that to... Lomachenko just pick him off. He'll pick him off this time. And it will be quite embarrassing, but good for him for shouting out.
Yeah. Just, I respect that. I love that, but I'm not too sure about it.
Yeah.
All right then. Last two bits. Furman versus Aviasan is in the work.
Okay.
Aviasan is the guy that beat Shane Mosley, and I was quite impressed with him. I thought he put on real good performance.
Look good.
I think it's a real fight. You know what I mean? Also, I'll edge with Furman as a favourite, but it's not a fight that you think, I'm not too sure about. That's actually quite tasty.
Yeah, it might be difficult to sell in America.
Yeah.
Because, again, it's just a name that doesn't immediately pop out. Come on, I mean, it's a name where if Kell Brook got that, we'll be like, oh, what?
Yeah. No, it's like...
I like it. I like Vice, and he looked good.
He looked good.
He looked good against Shane Mosley.
Yeah, that's the problem. He looked good against Shane, and Shane's not who he was, but it's what he actually done in the ring. Like I said, the way he moved, the way he put his punches together, the way he set Shane up. Know what I mean? I just thought it was showed some good ring IQ, good ability, with a fighter that's past his best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He treated Shane Mosley the way you're supposed to treat Shane Mosley.
Old man did.
Now I'm trying to say, Pacquiao didn't treat Shane Mosley like an old man.
Yeah.
Aviasan did.
Yeah. Remember when Pacquiao knocked Shane Mosley down, which is the first knockdown in ever? I think.
Yeah. Shake. Yeah.
Every round. Okay.
We're okay.
Remember even Mayweather.
Yeah.
Mayweather kept touching Mayweather. No, we're good, Mayweather. We're good. Like, come on, man.
Went to shake hands.
Chicken shit.
You said that, Mosley, not me. Alright, last thing, and it's just an old favourite of Box Talk. Old favourite.
Wait. Old favourites are Tony Tarver's done something?
No.
Jermaine Taylor's done something?
No.
Mosley's wife?
No.
Robbed him
This is
again?
a real old favourite.
Oh, what then?
Chavez Jr.
Oh, Shabs!
Why are your favourites?
brother?
Why are your favourites?
My Mr. 160 to 200, anyway between that.
So, rumour has it that he's in camp to fight J. Leon Love for August.
Which basically means he's sitting ringside at a boxing event.
So, he's been training back with Freddie Roach at the Wildcard Gym. Well, he was.
Hollywood trainer.
Until he disappeared from the Wildcard Gym again.
Oh, he's gone.
He was training, then he disappeared from the Wildcard Gym, and then Freddie Roach put a statement out saying that he was training here, but he disappeared, ain't seen for about a week.
Oh.
And then he said that, I had an injury in my hand, so I had to have an operation on my hand or something like that. But I told my team to tell his team, to tell his team, to tell my team.
Oh, he doesn't speak to Freddie Roach?
I don't know how it worked out. But he only put it out after Roach said he ain't seen him and he's disappeared. So I would like to say is that I don't think we're going to see Fred. That fight against J. Leon at 170, I think we'll now be at 182.
Supposed to be at 170 then?
170.
What the hell is J. Leon Love doing?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay.
I think he's seen Chavez get hurt and stopped by from far away, and now thinks he could do it.
He gets smashed to pieces.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Chavez that's so annoying that
he's a good boxer
when he's on it, he's a good boxer there.
Yeah.
But
I'm also surprised about 170 because when he fought from prior at 175, who's obviously a real heavyweight, he looks small.
Yeah.
Again, same thing like the Brook thing. From 168 he looked massive. 160 he looked massive. 175 he looked small.
Yeah, he definitely needs a 165 weight class, doesn't he? Yeah, because 168. I think 160. If he could, he should be able to pull himself down to 160, but he's not got the discipline to do so.
Let me give you an example. He started his career really light, but when he fought Martinez, Martinez is a naturally 154 guy. He was taller than Martinez, but he wasn't big as a Martinez.
He wasn't wider.
He wasn't much bigger, and that was at 160. Yeah. So he can be a middleweight. Now, I mean, you're really more like your middleweight, but lack of discipline and the bad weight class has gone up. Obviously,
if Callum Smith can make 168, every human can make 168. Callum Smith is not normal.
No.
You're not supposed to be 168, Callum.
No.
You're supposed to be cruiserweight. You're so big, it's scary. He's massive.
I reckon if cruiserweight was 190,
how much bigger did he look than George Groves in the studio?
They were sitting down, but he was clearly taller in the chair.
Okay. Yeah. Like what people say about us.
Yeah. Clearly taller. Know what I mean? Yeah. Also, last. Okay.
No,
we're done. Show's done. Yeah.
Yeah. So
last thing.
So
there was a comment on the video last week.
Yeah.
And someone said, "Sorry, Ade, I met you in the club before. Don't you remember? But yeah, you must taller than you."
I don't go out clubbing. Rubbish.
Yeah. There's a comment on there.
Was it me? Wasn't me.
Yeah, it was you.
Me. Don't know.
I actually got pictures as well. I'm looking at some pictures from the event we went to a couple of weeks ago.
What event?
Huh?
What event?
The event around the corner.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And there's a picture of me and you there. Yeah. And there's a picture of me and you, senior, junior, and yeah, you definitely short of me.
Again, like I said, he wears the boots.
Right,
I said it already, he wears the boots.
Alright.
Every picture you see him with is in boots. Me and him have got to meet up, Converse, we can meet any time you want, Chris. Converse, normal critter, let's see. Let's see who's taller.
Alright then. Fights for next week. That's a very good question.
Fights next week. I don't think we have anything. When is Frampton Santa Cruz?
Ain't Crawford Postal next week?
Wow, it probably is next week.
Yeah.
Crawford Postal is next week.
Yeah.
You know, guys, we're gonna give you a Santa Cruz Frampton video this week. Let's just say it now, Ryan. Let's say
I'm good to go.
Monday, Tuesday.
When you're ready.
Let's do it.
Yeah, when you're ready.
Because I miss getting down. I don't mean I like this, but I miss trying to just,
Yeah.
I want to win a bottle, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. I want to win a bottle.
You want to win the bottle.
And right now,
we need a fight.
We need a fight. Who you got Frampton Santa Cruz, actually?
I'm actually edging Santa Cruz.
Okay, I got Frampton.
Yeah.
But it's not a bottle back.
Yeah,
I'm edging.
I'm not. It's a close fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I just think Frampton looked good with Quigg, but I didn't think it looked great. Santa Cruz has showed more dimensions right now. I mean, but I think the edging power with Frampton might be an issue.
Yeah, Frampton is going to up and weight for this slightly, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Even though that weight class is a burger.
Yeah. I got Crawford over Postal.
100% Crawford over Postal. No, I say 100%, but I got Crawford over Postal as well.
David Hay Briggs, I'm not sure about yet.
Is that fight even going to happen?
Possibly in October, November, but I'm joking. I hate hating that fight, but Briggs will be a problem for a few rounds at least. What other fights we got coming up?
And I got. That's it, really. Garcia's on hiatus. Doesn't want to fight anymore.
Liam Smith Canelo.
Oh, Canelo all day. Canelo all day long. Levels.
There's some good fights coming up. There's some good fights coming up.
But there's none bigger than Ward-Kovalev.
Ward-Kovalev.
There's none bigger than Ward-Kovalev. That fight right there.
So tell you what, no joking. That I favour Kovalev because I've seen more of him over the time.
But you can't see Ward
you can
losing.
never ever count Andre Ward out of a fight. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, and this brand fight does nothing for me.
Yeah.
Because brand's not elite, so I can't take much out of it.
What other big ones have we got coming?
There's a few fights coming down the line.
Mark Cotto doesn't know what he's doing.
Brook.GGG.
Well, what you got for that very quickly? Because we said the breakdown. What have you got for that fight?
I got GGG.
Yeah.
I got GGG by stoppage. I'll rather say late than early.
Yeah.
I think GGG got enough power that if he clips anyone, he puts them out. But one thing I know about Kell Brook is that his technical ability and his jab and his footwork will keep him in good fights. Yeah. Because you can't just walk in on Kell Brook. Yeah. And I said he starts with his jab, he ends with his jab. So when he's backing out, he's keeping that range on you. It's gonna be difficult to tag. But once GG does tag him, that's when it happens. Yeah. Yeah. That's when it happens.
Yeah. I've got this awful feeling that GGG is gonna do what GGG does. It does it, and we've seen it where he just lets them hit him a couple of times. Look,
I don't understand. I can't see. Here's my problem. I can't see how big middleweights like Lemieux and what's that guy's name again? Has the skin issues. Rubio. Big guys that are clearly like the 190 guys, 200 pounds that come down to midweight can't push on GGG. Yeah.
So me,
and can't have that physical strength and size. They can't push him.
So why do they think
how can Kell Brook push him
back?
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that element there.
He'll be walking him down.
Yeah.
And that's I saw Brook. The two fights Brooks fought against bigger guys in Carson Jones.
Yeah, he struggled.
He struggled in both of those. But even the stoppage one with Carson Jones, he struggled.
Yeah.
With someone big coming onto him, like, oh.
And I also have a concern about Brook once he actually really gets hit. In terms of, like I said, yes, he'd be hit by a big guy, but GG knocks out, like I said, big middleweights. this is not 147 power.
No one's made the faces either.
Yeah,
that face.
Yeah,
guys, you see, everyone's.
But like I said, though, I definitely think Brook could win rounds. I definitely think he could be competitive and look good in spots.
Okay, I call it now. This fight doesn't go more than GGG wants it to go. If it goes 2, GGG wants it to go 2. Goes 3, GGG wants it to go 3.
Quick one. The same way we had Khan Canelo, I know it's slightly different, yeah, because Khan doesn't have the best whiskers, but see how Khan look good with Canelo in certain times, because obviously the style matches well. GGG is technical, but Kell Brook shows more technical ability in terms of the basics.
Yeah, but see how
I think sorry to cut you off. I think when you go to a boxing club, they always teach you first. Now I'm trying to say is the jab. It's the first punch you learn. And your footwork. Step with the jab, step out. Step with the jab, step out. And that the basics is going to help Brook so much.
You know, I think GGG almost likes the challenge. Like everyone said about this jab thing with Kell Brook, you ain't going to see a better jabbing performance than David Lemieux. It's almost like, okay, you want me to show you amateur? You want me to show you 347 amateur fight jab? I'll show you 347 amateur fight jab and I'll jab you.
GG's got a very good jab, but I'm talking about the technical ability of the jab, of how you deliver it, I mean, and the timing of it. Lemieux was there to be hit. Brook's not going to be there to be hit like that.
Okay, so what you're saying is, I don't think Brook wins a round.
No, I don't
think Brook wins a round.
I'm not saying Brook, I'm saying Brook will look good in spots.
No, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, I expect him to.
Yeah, but ultimately, GG's overall size of power is going to wear him down.
Interesting. Alright guys, that's gone off subject a bit. Sorry about that. That one really, because whatever we're going to talk about really on this show. Alright guys, look, what do you think about any of the subjects we've mentioned? This Brook GGG thing is not going to go away, and I like it. Tickets have sold out supposedly in 11 minutes, which I don't actually understand what that means. StubHub, isn't it?
That means, yeah.
That's what it means, StubHub. But look, that shows that fights in UK, man, it's the place to be.
Yeah,
sorry for all the Americans, it's a place to be.
No, it's
I'd love to know if Ariola Wilder sold out. I'd love to know, did that sell out in Birmingham?
Most probably it's Wilder's hometown.
Yeah, it is Wilder's hometown.
It's a smaller arena as well.
Yeah. And that's another thing as well. Obviously, Sheffield to London, there's not much difference. We're talking 3.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
It's not Brook's hometown.
No.
Because I think the Americans seem to think that London is close to Sheffield. And, you know, in America, distance is close.
Yeah.
Because America, you're talking like you have to fly to another state. But Sheffield's not his hometown.
I think O2 is not the biggest arena you can have, but I think it's kind of like the marquee arena for London.
It is, isn't it?
For England.
It's the marquee indoor arena. Alright, look guys, we're going to go and talk for ages. That's what me and Ryan can do. So let's just end the show. Thanks for tuning in for another edition of This Week in Boxing. As promised, 100% Monday or Tuesday will be the Carl Frampton Neil Santa Cruz video. It deserves a video.
We're kind of behind windows. I keep saying it.
Yeah. So we're gonna have one of those editions where you're gonna see Brandy and we're gonna just talk fighting. Yeah. So we're definitely Monday or Tuesday. We're gonna
bottle right here.
The bottle's gonna be right there, and we're gonna start talking. But guys, thanks as usual for watching. Remember, subscribe, share the video on all your social platforms, tweet, and thanks for watching another edition of This Week in Boxing. Peace.